Karen.
Oo.
Oo.
So, let's move on now. So, in terms of strategy, no, ito ang una ninyo, no, itong grave threats. And yung number 2 nyo, I believe, is confidential funds. Tama
That
ba
is
yun?
correct. That
Okay,
is
ang
correct.
tanong ng ilan, bakit yun, yung expose ni former Senator Antonio Trillanes of the bank accounts, right? He had the accounts itself. He knew the bank branch, BPI, Julia Vargas, and others. And we have seen ERAP and Corona. I mentioned this to you before, when the bank manager appears and says, yes, that is the account of Corona. Yes, Jose Velarde is ERAP Estrada. That was the game changer for those trials. Bakit hindi yun ang pangalawa?
Okay, so we perfectly understand that na yung huli, which is unexplained wealth, is the one which the people are really looking forward to see, no? But nonetheless, let me explain. This confidential fund is so familiar to us.
Okay.
This bribery is so familiar to us. The same way that this threat is very familiar to us. Why? Kasi itong tatlong ito, no, I think except for threat. But for confidential fund and bribery, ito yung naging subject matter ng inquiry in aid of legislation ng good government and public accountability, no? So, parang ang naging consideration namin, let's start with something which we are very familiar with, no? Yung unexplained wealth, we understand the gravity of the allegation and we wanted to feel the level of confidence na ready na kaming ilatag, no?
So, but do you have witnesses coming from the banks?
Definitely. As a matter of fact, that will be the subject matter of the oral argument this coming Wednesday, no? Kasi may final tayo. Meron po tayong nire-request sa impeachment court na issuance ng subpoena sa mga bank officials, bank records, no? That includes also, ang sabi ni presiding officer kahapon, isabay na natin sa oral argument yung sa AMLAC records and even the BIR records. Why? Iisa kasi ang issue dito eh. It includes acts and omissions prior to 2022 when the respondent became an impeachable official. So the issue there is whether or not we can actually use the evidence for the purpose of this impeachment trial. To be particular, those evidence pertaining to acts and omissions committed prior to 2022. So that will be the very issue of the oral argument and even the memorandum which the parties will be submitting. And it concerns the three documents and officials that we already requested for the issuance of subpoena. Bank, AMLC, and BIR. Baka nga dapat sinama yung SEC.
Pero pati BIR, what about the, I think, National Internal Revenue Code, wherein with a person's income tax returns or tax records, the person itself has to issue a waiver or the president has to order the BIR to open it. Paano yun?
Well, as far as I can recall, no, ang issue na pre-announced to be the subject matter of the oral argument in the memorandum is the validity of including evidence prior to the term, no? So we are talking about the documents before 2022. But the one you mentioned is another thing. It's about confidentiality, no? Na kailangan muna ng waiver para ma-disclose yan sa court or sa any forum, no? But we already filed our request for the issuance of subpoena to BIR. We are anticipating na sasagot sila. At doon sa sagot nila, malalaman natin, Karen, magko-comply ba kami o hindi? At doon sa kanilang sagot na yon, they are supposed to support their position kung magko-comply ba sila o hindi. Perhaps makikita din natin doon if they are inclined to resort to the authority to be solicited from the executive, no, through the executive secretary, similar to what happened in the past impeachment cases.
All right. Now, we're being very careful not to discuss the merits of the case itself, but the lead defense is Attorney Sheila Sison. What would you describe her opening statement? I mean, I think this would be interesting.
Well, her opening statement is similar to her affirmative defenses, no? In fact, kagaya nung naging concern ng mga senator judges about the manifestation of Attorney Ligutan dun sa article on threat, yung manifestation ni Attorney Sheila, it can be appreciated also as a closing statement because it raises all the arguments on
Mhm.
constitutionality, procedural, ano
Mm.
pa ba,
Mm.
which
And
they
she
are
even brought up the
using.
COA disallowance.
Yeah.
Even the COA disallowance, it went on to the details of the articles. Yeah.
Ang ending nun in raising all those constitutional issues and procedural issues is to seek the outright dismissal of the articles of impeachment. That is, if we will go over their answer again, no? And I wish to share also yung answer nila, almost the same dun sa answer nila sa Justice Committee, and almost the same dun sa kanilang petitions pending before the Supreme Court. So apparently, no, para sa understanding ng ating mga kababayan, Karen, wala pa po tayong nakikitang responsive na sagot dun sa allegations mismo ng offenses. Like
Sa
for
mga
example,
akusasyon.
yeah,
Oo.
number 1 dun sa threat. So ang sasabihin nila, iba ang konteksto nun, no? Iba ang konteksto nun. But actually, they are supposed to expound or explain more than context, no? Eh bakit ba talaga sinabi yun?
Mhm.
Okay? About the confidential fund, I think mas gusto ng tao yung makita saan ba talaga nagastos yan, 'di ba? And then for bribery, yun din ang gusto ng tao malaman. Kanino ba talagang pera yung tinanggap nila Mercado, ni Osias at saka ni Catalan, no?
Mm.
And for unexplained wealth, of course, the people would like to know saan ba nanggaling itong 6.7 billion na ito? Bakit ba hindi tally yung lawful income dun sa net worth? Things like that. Apparently, they are anchoring their answer on issues of constitutionality and issues of procedure, issues of technicalities. Example, palagi nilang ginagamit yung mini trial. At narinig ulit natin yan doon sa opening statement nila. Ginagamit din nila itong invalid referral ng plenary papunta sa Justice Committee. They repeatedly raise also the issue of fishing expedition.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And
The
then,
Justice Committee actually looking for the evidence itself na dapat hindi daw. Right?
yeah.
Oo.
Tapos may sinasabi pa silang predetermined na daw yung impeachment complaint even before we started the hearing in the Justice Committee. Bias daw ang mga members. Pero ito naman, this is not about the evidence, Karen. No? This has been my position ever since they filed the petition. Everything that we did in the House is in compliance to the provisions to the extent of following the very letters. Minsan nga, narinig ko minsan si Dean Santa Maria yata yun. Sabi niya parang na-over na ang House. Dahil sa sobrang pag-iingat namin, we opted na sundin hanggang kaliit-liit na requirement ng House. Na sometimes nga, yung Duterte versus HREP, tsaka yung rules ng House and even the Constitution, sometimes they are not aligned, no? So, kailangan pa namin dyan mag-focus, mag-brainstorming. Ano ba yung safest position natin dito na wala tayong mababiolate? Kaya, yung mga allegations nila doon sa petition na kinary over nila hanggang sa answer nila dito sa articles of impeachment. We totally deny that because we are maintaining the position that everything that happened in the House is constitutional, valid, and in strict compliance with the rules, the Constitution, and the recent jurisprudence.
Okay, but then when you said with the first article of impeachment, the response on why did she say that, the defense did say because number one, they brought up Plan Romanov, diba? Parang Plan Romanov, which the Romanovs, as we know in history, were eliminated. The whole clan, the whole race, yung lahi, in-eliminate. So hence using the word Plan Romanov, no? So parang annihilate in effect ang buong Duterte clan. Parang ganun daw ang plano. So according to the defense that was asked by a Princess Maui in the online press conference, hence the Vice President responding in that manner. So in effect, sinagot yun. Kasi ang sabi niyo, Representative, hindi sinagot. Sinagot yung dahilan kung ba't niya nasabi yun. Is allegedly she was responding as, this is a quote, mother, wife, remember? Ginamit yun in court. Kaya ganun daw ang response niya.
So does that mean that they are admitting having uttered those words? Because if they will be claiming that there is a Romanov thing, no? Imputed against the family, then that would mean that they're admitting having uttered all those threats,
Yeah.
having contracted an
But you see,
assassin.
hindi yan sinabi ni Attorney Ligutan sa korte. Hindi niya sinagot tulad ng sagot niyo ngayon. He didn't say, are you admitting now that she uttered those words? That would have been good court TV.
No. And that is why, Karen, no, maraming issues yung Romanov thing na yan, no? Yan, hindi lang yan Romanov, may binanggit pa ngang Mussolini. May binanggit pa ngang what happened to the Marcos family sometime in 1986 ba yun? Something like that, no?
Okay.
And the least I can say, Karen, isang witness pa lang naman ang naiipresenta ng prosecution. Let's wait and see until we present all the witnesses and pieces of evidence of the prosecution in support of the articles on threat, no? Aside from the fact that we cannot dwell on the merits, no? Very premature for us to analyze the defense and the causes of action of the prosecution. But we are confident that we will be able to substantiate and support the allegations of threat.
Now, okay, no merits pa tayo. I'm sticking to no merits. But unlike the ERAP and I believe even Corona impeachment trial, sa Corona I could be corrected on this, but kay ERAP kasi si Clarissa Ocampo was the smoking gun. Yun ang tawag nila, di ba? The smoking gun. Eto ang difference. It is so organized. You all submitted the witnesses during the pre-trial. Nakamark pa ang evidence. And number two, with the rules on witnesses, if you are to introduce a new one, parang may 5 days ang defense to, am I correct, no?
That's correct.
May days na ibinigay ang presiding officer that, if they'll present, you'll present, you have 3 days, 5 days. So technically, nawala na yung smoking gun effect in a trial, which adds actually, when you're watching a trial, I mean, I'm sorry to be brutal,
To
but
the
the excitement of a trial, di ba? I mean, at the end of the day, when you watch, when you watch these trials, may gulat ka na, sino to? Anong sasabihan nito? Tinanggal na yon completely.
Yes. As a matter of fact, Karen, to add to that, most of the evidence actually have been seen already during the Justice Committee proceeding, no? Hindi na maso-surprise kung hindi narinig at nakita na nila doon sa justice proceeding. The only difference here is this is a court already, and after the presentation of the prosecution, etong hindi pa nila nakita, yung cross-examination ng defense, no? So on that observation, I totally agree with you, and we have to consider also na yung nangyari kay President Erap, by 1/3 yun So walang clarificatory hearing sa House. Diretso sa Senate. So every piece of evidence, every witness were totally surprised. Di ba?
Correct.
Surprised lahat. Yung naman kay, di ba yung kay
Corona.
Corona 1/3 din? 1/3 din siya.
1/3 din. Kay Corona, 1/3 din.
Nagkaroon daw yon ng very short na proceeding sa Justice Committee. But eventually, nakakuha agad ng 1/3. So, binalik agad sa plenary.
Yeah.
Parang hindi na nila tinapos yun sa justice. So, basically, yung dalawa, may element of surprise.
Yes, yes.
That is one of our challenges now.
And kay Corona, the surprise was the 200 million in, I could be corrected on the figures today, but 200 million on an account, a total of 600 million with assets. You know, for whatever it was, there was a surprise. So,
I agree.
Ang iniisip is the surprise are only the bank accounts at this point. At this point. Yun na lang ang surprise nyo.
Yeah, pero sana samahan pa rin tayo, no, ng sambayan ng Pilipino kahit sinasabi mong nawawala yung element of surprise. Except in the last article which we will be presenting, which is unexplained wealth, because malaki po ang pagkakaiba nung sa House at saka nitong sa Senate. Kasi yung sa House po, very limited lang yung mga questions na inalaw ko. Because remember, ang threshold natin doon is only probable cause. We're just finding the reasonable justification to be able to proceed to trial. So, I wish to claim na malaki ang diferensya ng proceeding na ito doon sa naging proceeding ng House. Maybe yung mga tao, you have idea already, sino magiging witnesses, anong mga magiging dokumento to be presented, no? I agree to that with regards to that. But with respect to the entirety of the testimony, which we will be soliciting from the witnesses, this one is entirely different. Kasi ito, kailangan naming himayin isa-isa para pumasok sa records ng impeachment trial. Minsan nga, boring na yung mga questions, di ba? Kaya parang parang yung ibang tao inip na inip, even the senator judges. Di ba yung manifestation ni Senator Judge Bam Aquino, right? No?
Yeah.
But we really need to do that because all of them needs to form part of the transcript of records of the impeachment trial. So kahit nga alam na ng lahat ng senator judges, kahit nga alam na ng lahat ng mga tao, we still need to raise that question kasi it's a matter of entering it into the record of the impeachment court.
All right. This is my last question. I don't know if this would be part of the merits, but this could be a surprise. All right. Mary Grace Piatos, right? I don't know what the law says on, of course, ideally you really protect the anonymity of somebody you use for intelligence, right? Or peace and security. Pero si Mary Grace Piatos, if the person is not real, could also be a ground for the corrupt practice of possibly the vice president. So paano si Mary Grace Piatos na person? Lilitaw ba yun? Paano sitwasyon doon?
Okay, ganito na lang. Let me respond to that
baka
this
merit
way.
na kasi to.
Si Mary Grace Piatos is part of our list of witnesses. I understand she was included also by the defense, no?
Really? Okay.
But I was not able to check if the impeachment court included that in the PTO, the pre-trial order, because that is the contract between and among all of us. Na kung ano lang nasa PTO, yun lang.
Okay.
But ultimately, I wish to say, as to whether or not papayagan ba ng court, it will depend on the judgment of the impeachment court. Of course, we know that from the proceeding of the Good Government Committee back in the 19th Congress, talagang ang aming position is fictitious siya. Because PSA already said na there's no such name that tallies in their data.
Could be an alias, yeah.
It is for the defense to raise that.
Yeah.